Hi everyone and welcome to episode 4 of Belgian Boys Euro Trip with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we just about scraped through our group in the Euros with Belgium, and it really was very close for us to go out, almost. But we did make it through, and today we play our first knockout game against the Czech Republic. Can we get a better performance today? Let's find out. So here we go. If we thought it was nail-biting before, just trying to get out of the group, and it really was a problem for us. We almost didn't make it. Today is going to be even worse, though, because we are in proper knockout football, and if we don't perform, that's us done, and that's just the way it's going to be. We are going to go out with very little glory, to be honest, if it happens today. So Czech Republic, they're going to be tricky. We should, in theory, be able to do this. And the only problem that we've got, majorly speaking, and it's kind of a big problem, is that I just can't get a tune out of this particular side. There's a lot of attacking, real talent in here. Carrasco, De Bruyne, Hazard, supported by Tielemans, and of course Lukaku up top. But they're just not performing, and defensively, we are a little bit weak and a little bit shaky. This is not as good as it was a couple of seasons ago for Belgium in terms of their defence. So there's some issues here, but ultimately I still have faith in this group of players that if they want to show up at any given moment, then in theory they could do anything they choose to do. The one thing that we are going to change today is we're going to change the vertical tiki-taka. I don't think it's working. I don't think it's getting the best out of anybody. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to come into these preset ones and we're going to go into the gegenpress. And the gegenpress will hopefully keep us on the front foot. And it's this sort of area here, out of possession, much higher line of engagement, higher line of defensive engagement. And hopefully we can really push the opposition in and harry them into an error. And ultimately the reason we're doing it is because I think we're being too passive, sitting too far back and trying to work our way through the lines, etc. when we need to pick up the ball quicker, higher up, and be more impactful with it. So that's what we're going to do. Excuse me. That sets us into a positive mentality, which I kind of like, and I think this sort of Belgium side should need. But whether we can play this for 3 or 4 rounds to get through to the final without causing ourselves kind of big problems with our intensity and wearing ourselves out, I just don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for today's match, we need to get some form of momentum from this game, which we haven't out of the group stages so far. So this is the way we're going to try and do it. We're going to also just push our fullbacks up a little bit, and you can see in these star ratings at left fullback specifically, that is a real weak area for this squad, is left fullback. I could bring this guy in instead, Cobalt, who's 23 years old, plays for Anderlecht. And I could play him down that left-hand side instead. I don't think he's quite got the attributes to totally match up to the guy that we are actually playing there in Foulon, but he's not totally covering himself in glory so far. But we're going to give him one more chance in this particular match. If he doesn't do it today and we get through, then it might be that we change the left fullback position. Other than that, I'm reasonably happy with this setup. We've just got to get out there and play. So let's see if we can do it today. So Courtois in goal, Meunier at right back, Foulon at left back, Denayer and Boyata in central defence, Dendoncker, Tielemans and De Bruyne in central midfield, Carrasco on the right, Hazard on the left, should I say, and Lukaku up top, and pretty much everybody else on the bench, pretty much. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So I've pumped the fists in the dressing room, tried to get them motivated and told them that we're favourites and we should be winning this one comfortably. We're top of the league. We're not top of the league. We're top of the international rankings, for goodness sake. We should be able to do this. So let's see what the journalists in the tunnel have to say. Do you have a plan to stop Patrick Schick? Not particularly. We'll definitely be going to him to have to pay him close attention. That'll do. What's the next one? How do you solve the problem of getting past the goalkeeper? We shoot good. Is that an option? I think we're focused on what we can do as a team to beat their team. That's how football is played. Good answer, I would say. Let's see if we can actually put that into practice. Oh boy, here we go. Here's the joy of knockout football. This could be a very short run in the knockouts, or we could still go all the way. This Belgium side is a bit Jekyll and Hyde, and so far it's been much more Jekyll than Hyde, should I say. We haven't got a tune out of them really in the group stages. De Bruyne on the ball. Free kick though. Puts it into a dangerous area, gets it back again, and we'll have to wait a little bit. Finds Tielemans, works it nicely to keep the ball, but we have to go backwards, then potentially to go forwards again. Meunier is being pressured. Where's the out ball for him? There it is. Then Donker drops back in. We still maintain possession. Lukaku at the top of the box. Meunier down the right-hand side. Come on, let's get the cross in. He does, and Carrasco's shot ricochets off the keeper, and eventually, after a little bit more of a ricochet, they do manage to get it clear down their right-hand side, and it's Tielemans that sorts it out and puts it out of play for a throw-in down that far side for Czech Republic. But one or two opportunities in that mix there, really, and we couldn't quite manage to take it. Foul on with a throw-in for us down that left-hand side. We go early to Lukaku. He can't quite get on the end of that one, but the second one he does holds up the play brilliantly. And again, it's Carrasco with the shot, but this time, rather than being blocked by the defender, he fires it straight at the goalkeeper, literally right down the sights, and he parries it away. We're being a little bit unfortunate with our chances. What a fantastic through ball that was from Carrasco. Lukaku, he misses as well. He puts it a couple of foot wide of that far post, but it was an absolutely incredible through ball from Carrasco off of that goal kick from the Czech Republic. But Lukaku can't make it count either. And here come the Czech Republic with a chance for themselves to put the ball in, and it's Courtois that comes out and calms everything down a little bit. We've got to be more clinical in front of goal. That's a brilliant out ball again from the goalkeeper down to Carrasco down the right-hand side. Can he put it in the box for Lukaku? And he has a shot himself. And that is really wide. And it's working to a point to win the ball and push ourselves up and do all the good things. And then we get in front of goal and the entire team seem just to go, I can't cope, I can't do it, I don't know how to score. And at 30 minutes, we're still at 0-0, having dominated the chances. And again, it's Czech Republic with an opportunity down their far side, on the right-hand side for them. Can we keep the shape and nick the ball again from them? They're still coming at us. There is the cross to the near post. And they don't have the same issue. This whole series has been so frustrating that we create chances, we do all the hard work, and we do not put it in the back of the net enough. And then they have one decent opportunity, and it was a decent opportunity. The defender was in the way of the goalkeeper seeing where the ball was potentially, and the attacking player managed to just pass it past both of them into the back of the net, and we go 1-0 down at 34 minutes, having 13 shots at goal and 4 on target for us, and 5 and 2 for them. More possession for us, and we haven't done enough with it. And they've absolutely sucker punched us there towards the end of this first half. But they lose the ball, and again it's Carrasco down this right-hand side, and again he loses out. And they regain possession. Souček comes and tidies it all up for them, but they boot it into our defensive area, and we win the ball back. This time it's Hazard down the left-hand side. Can we find a route down the left-hand side? But we haven't quite managed down the right at times. De Bruyne more centrally. We've again worked it down this right-hand side. Meunier on the overlap, tries to put it in for Lukaku, doesn't manage it the first time, gets it back again, and then he puts it in, and it ricochets around again. And Czech Republic come away with the ball down their right-hand side. And there is again a good tidy tackle from Tielemans just to put the ball out of the pitch. But again, it's the same old thing. We do all the hard work. We get a bit of luck here and there. And then we put it in the box. And they're throwing themselves in the way of shots and all sorts of other things. And we cannot breach their line at all. Lukaku gets a foot in, but we don't maintain possession. We're putting the pressure on, though, and causing them problems in that regard. We just have to be better when we've got it. But they're still playing it around at the back, the Czech Republic. We're still pushing and pressing them, and there's the loose ball, and we do win it back again. And now we have to, again, try and do something with it. Carrasco coming in off that right-hand side, switches to play to Hazard, and that is a fantastic goal. That is brilliant in every way. It's Carrasco came in off this right-hand side, saw that Eden Hazard had a little bit of space on the left-hand side, sweeps the ball across brilliantly well. There is the cut-in, sees the run of Hazard, manages to put it in his stride, and he scissor kicks the ball left-footed across the goalkeeper into this near side of the goal as we look at it. And that is an exceptional finish from Hazard, and it puts us at 1-1 just as we go into half-time. But look how dominant we've been. We've had 16 shots at goal, 6 on target, 5 and 2 for them. We've had 57% of the possession. We've got a 1.75 expected goals ratio compared to their 0.43. We are dominating this game in a lot of ways, but we were so wasteful in front of goal, especially in that first 25 minutes where we had a couple of really good opportunities, and we have to do better. So how are we going to do that? I think we're going to pump the fists again. We've been the better team. Just keep doing what you're doing. We'll be fine. It's too passive. It's too encouraging. I want it to be a bit more bitey as a team talk, I think. So we're going to go with get back out there and grab the one goal that will win this for us. That'll do. And as soon as we go back out, we're going to fire them up in the shouts. And just see if we can put ourselves on the front foot for the beginning of the second half. And hopefully we can find a way to breach their lines again fairly early on and settle us down a little bit. Hazard down this left-hand side from a throw-in. Almost loses the ball, gets it back, jinks past the defender into the box, crosses it to Carrasco, drops it back to Dendoncker, and we lose the momentum of that little bit of build-up. But Meunier will just about keep that in because the attacking winger... What happened there? That just went over the top of the bar. That completely caught me by surprise. It looked as though it stuck in the net, but it didn't. It went over the top of the bar, but a really great move. And Hazard again down this left-hand side, crosses it in for Lukaku, and that is dreadful again from Lukaku. A really good opportunity. Top of the 6-yard box, had a perfectly free shot, and then scoops it with his left foot and dribbles it along the floor to the goalkeeper. And there was no direction, no power, no substance to his effort at all. And he's sitting on a 6.9 average rating, and that is not good enough. We're going to have to potentially change him out in a second. Dries Mertens is on the bench. He may be coming on for the last little bit of this game. I mean, we're doing better than we had in the previous group games in terms of just pushing ourselves forward a little bit and trying to control the game a little bit, but we just got to find that extra quality. Where on earth is Carrasco going? Eventually he gets it out, but he digs it out and puts it into the defensive area for the Czech Republic, and they regain possession. Souček sitting there in midfield, just covering the play, tidying it up, doing everything that you'd expect him to do. Hazard, much, much quicker than the fullback there to figure out the danger. Carrasco in the box. And again, it was just awful. Just a little bit of a dribbly effort towards the goalkeeper who can gather it up with no problem. We're doing all the hard work and we're not getting the results for it. 65 minutes in, if this particular highlight doesn't lead to a goal, then we will be making some changes. Again, Carrasco in the box, again, doesn't quite make it work. Gets a chance to cross in the box, doesn't beat the first man. And Czech Republic again come back out. And again, we're having to tidy up in midfield and go and press them. And that's the gegenpress for you. And they make the error of going too long, too quick. And we can counter-attack again. And again, it's Carrasco in the box. This time for Lukaku, does not make any errors. Eventually, Carrasco got right the way to the byline, managed to cut the ball back into the path of the on-running Lukaku, and he had to side-foot it into the goal, basically. And on this occasion, he did it. And that is much, much better. Puts us 2-1 up. We're going to pause the game after the highlight and just go and make a couple of changes here to both personnel and to tactic. Because now that we've got the advantage, that intensity for the gegenpress, I don't want to play for 90 minutes. So we're going to go back in and control the possession. Just literally keep ball. That's the plan. But we do have to make a couple of changes. You can see we've got a couple of players out on their feet a little bit. And it is in that central midfield area where they've been doing all the work. So we're going to take Dendoncker out and put Witzel in. He'll come and play in that sort of central midfield role for us. We've got De Bruyne who's out on his feet. We're going to rest him. And we're going to bring Dennis Priat in. So he can come and play. And then Lukaku and Hazard have got the goals, but both of them are a little bit low in conditioning. What else do we want to do? I think we're going to bring Alderweireld into the back line just for a little bit of experience and also to take that yellow card out. So there's 3 of our substitutions. And I think... Oh, what do I want to do? I think I'm going to have to... I'm going to change the left fullback because he's, again, not playing well. You can't make... Oh, okay. I thought I could make 5 substitutions, if I'm honest, but we can't. So we have to go with this. That's my error, really. So that's what we're going to do. We've changed the setup in terms of going to controlled possession, trying to keep the ball. And we've now changed a couple of the personnel just to rest those key players that were really struggling with conditioning. I mean, look at the match statistics for this particular game. 27 shots at goal, 12 on target, 5 and 2 for them. We are dominating it in a lot of ways. And on that occasion, we just about get away with one as their free kick came into the far post and they get a header at goal. And eventually we get it partially cleared into midfield. But it was a little bit close and we are still just riding a little bit dangerously, I would suggest. But with 87 minutes, 88 minutes gone, we've got a couple of minutes to see this game out, be defensively secure, hopefully. 4 minutes of added time. Can we see it through with no problems? The time is ticking away. Minute to go. It looks like we're going to get there. And we do. We get through. It wasn't totally convincing, but in a lot of ways, it was better than what we've seen. So for now, I will take it. And Carrasco actually having to, seemingly to me, missed a bunch of really good chances. Came out with a very high rating because he set up the goal for Lukaku primarily. And he set up the Hazard goal on that left-hand side. So in the end, he did all right. But in front of goal himself, he was very wasteful. And breathe. I think we're going to have to replace the left fullback, though, in the next game. He's certainly not working for me. That's our very, very weak spot in this squad. There was nobody I could find that was going to be better. The only other option is that maybe we take one of our right fullbacks, Castagna, and play him there. A bit like Gareth Southgate has done with Trippier for England, to be honest. That is a possibility. I'll think about that for next episode. But for now, we get to go into the dressing room and say, good win, boys, just to boost the morale a little bit and see if that can help us moving forward. Into the post-match interview. Sensational turnaround, fantastic victory. You must be delighted. The game is over. I don't really want to... we're always in with a chance with this group of talent. Yeah, let's go with that. What sort of impact do you think that getting a goal just before half-time had? It's a great time to score. That'll do on that one. We'll take it through and just see whether we can find out who we get in the next round. And it might just be a little bit of time before we find that. So at this point, I'm going to stop and I'll go and find out and let you know. So bear with me for just a second. So in game time, it took a couple of days to go through, to be honest, for all of the other knockout games to happen. But we have eventually got to the point where the quarterfinals have been drawn. And there's some very interesting games here. But for us, it's Belgium versus Denmark. A chance to get our own back on Denmark, who almost took us out of the group stages in that last group match. So if you remember back to that, that's who we're playing in the quarterfinals. But it's also Wales versus Holland and Switzerland versus England, and then the huge game between Germany and Spain. That makes the quarter-final lineup, but it's a chance for us to get our own back and some revenge on Denmark, who caused us a big problem in the groups. So can we do that? You'll have to find out next episode. Join me for that one. Thank you so much for joining me today, though. I do really appreciate your company through this Euros series. And we'll see how far we can get. So tomorrow, maybe not even tomorrow. It'll be Monday. We'll be getting into the game against Denmark. So join me for that. Thank you for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join my United City community, the more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That'll help me get seen by lots more people. Remember, I'm also on twitch.tv/the United City FM every weekday from 3 till 5 normally. So come and find me there. As my voice goes, excuse me. Until next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.